Look, man, everybody piling in on my boy T.I., man. And I don't really appreciate this shit because I remember T.I. was my favorite rapper at one time. You know what I'm saying? Still one of them. T.I. was a put on for Atlanta, man. Um, I admit he do be using crazy words and trying to make himself seem, smarter than what he is and taking time out to pick. He kind of gets annoying a little bit here and there, but for the most part, T.I. pretty solid, man. And it's always somebody trying to comfort T.I. If you notice, yeah, once T.I. get going and ranting, you know what I'm saying, he kind of spin out of control like the rest of the people that be ranting. But T.I. don't never really come for nobody. Have y'all noticed that? Like, T.I. don't never really come for nobody. Even when he got into it with Lil Flip. Lil Flip said something about him. T.I. don't never come for nobody, but he show out when people come for him. So I don't understand. It's like almost like, well, this is what I feel about T.I. I feel like when T.I. was at his height, he was real arrogant. He was real cocky. The way a rapper's supposed to be. But for some reason, people don't like when people really have a reason to be arrogant. Like, people don't really like that. Like Charleston White. He's real arrogant, but he looks like a little, a little chicken embryo that decided to like mutate into a human. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people don't really get mad at him being arrogant because of the way he looks. But like people like T.I., people like that's kind of really swagged out in real life, they don't like it. I think T.I. catching a lot of backlash from when he was the king of the South and the way he rubbed a lot of people wrong when he was at his height. That's what I think. Even when 50 Cent said, I told you he was a snitch, 50 Cent had his reign around the same time that T.I. had his reign. So I could see I could see 50 being low-key jealous of T.I. back when T.I. was doing this thing, you know? Because what happened was, you had Outkast that held it down for the South, UGK that held it down for the South. It was some group 8Ball, MJG, 3-6. But to me, and then you had Ludacris, but to me, I feel you had Nelly. I think T.I. was one of the first, if not the first, straight up down south solo artist star. You had Scarface, but T.I. was the first, like, Jay-Z of the South, Snoop of the South. He was the first, like, big hands down, Nelly of the South, Drake of the South. And I think he just received a lot of backlash from when he was arrogant doing his thing. Even Boosie, Boosie, you gonna turn on him, right through my city with my hat bent like T.I.P. on that going through some things. He used to look up to T.I. So that's kind of how I be a little bit. That's why he catching a lot of flack and catching a lot of hate from people, and it's easy for people to turn on him. But I like how T.I. just, this whole thing right now about how people saying he doing too much with the paperwork party. I mean, y'all doing too much coming for him. I don't understand this era. It's like, let us crucify you. Let us make videos about you. Let us talk shit about you. And if you respond back, then you doing too much. Like, T.I. doing too much for having a paperwork party. But you don't think people doing too much for going to get old footage of him telling on a dead person? You don't think Boosie doing too much for going on Vlad and saying his name? And Vlad probably told him, don't speak on it, Don't speak, when it first happened. Vlad probably hit him and say, "Hey, Boosie, don't speak on it. I'm gonna bring you on here, and we're gonna make it big by you answering how you feel about T.I. on my platform." T.I. see what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And in this social media world, you could take the high road, but you gotta fight back a little bit. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. You gotta fight back a little bit. If a YouTuber make a video about me, and he going hella bad on me, and I go to his channel and he getting like, a bunch of thousands of views off talking shit about me, I gotta make a video. They piling up on me over here. I gotta do something. So it's like T.I. got to do something. What y'all expect him to just sit back? This Boosie coming at him, so he got to say something. This ain't a nobody. You can take the high road on nobodies, but this Boosie, so this somebody who I was just hanging with. This somebody who our kids was just kicking it. I got to fire back. Even when 50 Cent tried to talk shit about T.I. back in the day, T.I. had to fire back. I mean, that's just part of it. You got to fight back, bro. Y'all be wanting people to sit back with their hands tied and not do nothing, man. People gonna fight back in this internet world, especially when it don't take nothing but you to load up a video to fight back. I could defend myself easily by loading up videos. Why wouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? So I just think T.I. be getting a bad rap. You know what I'm saying? T.I. just a real nigga. That's the thing you're trying to realize about T.I. T.I. just a real boy. You heard Young Dro when he talked about meeting T.I. He was like, yeah, T.I. was, Young Dro was like, T.I. was a real drug dealer. Like, was in a trap, had pistols, had a crew, was doing his thing. Like, Young Dro break down, like, I think people don't realize T.I. was really about that life, like, for real. That's why he kind of liked that. Like, people be thinking because his looks and stuff, but like, nah, T.I. was really about that action, really in the field. So that's why he kind of got that disposition about himself. So y'all stop piling on T.I., man. Damn, bro. It's just like people try to take turns pouncing on T.I., but I think he defends himself well, though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let my boy T.I. make it, man. He was the king of the South, man. Y'all respect y'all elders, man.